I'll be back. Well, let me throw some stuff at you. I'll start with an epigraph. To avoid that run-down feeling, look both ways before you cross the street. Soupy says. The need to be constantly entertained and spin-fed when block linear self-dual error-correcting codes are what we should be tuning ourselves in complete symbiotic immersion, recognizing our consciousness is continually fully integrated. One mainframe, one singularity. I am an existentialist, a humanist. I believe in the power of mind. It's not about believing or not believing in God, though I think the word God is an inferior pronoun, limiting the true majesty of being, inferring the Creator is in our likeness, excluding the rest of the world around and through us, as opposed to the incomprehensible scope it encompasses. I believe in the totality of totality, where everything is. Everything. Good, bad, indifferent. Thus, it is the choices we make that manifest the reality in which we dwell. Organized religion is politically material, completely hypocritical to the spiritual path it pretends to pursue. Though community and tradition are important, it is not about the group proving to its constituents how pious they are through collective ritual. It is the individual who will embody the spiritual enlightenment he, she chooses to align with, predicated upon the conscious awareness. What has been given to us is on loan from our children. This moment is sacred for the next 7 generations. We are to leave this world far better from whence we entered it. We are interconnected and equal before our Creator. It is our moral rectitude to leave a legacy to synergistically expand upon. Accountability, truth, and freedom are the highest aspirations to be achieved through the acts of love. Regeneration is a perpetual quest. Revolution is a necessary continuum, as long as it's for the betterment of all. What can surpass aligning with the light in the attempt to coincide with creation itself? This perfection, which is always just out of reach, is to propel us in the continuum of striving towards becoming one with the universe. Then and only then are we worthy to wear the mantle, human being, and will become godly. I don't believe the Jews are the chosen people. I believe those of us who choose to be conscious first earn the right to be anointed Jews. Shabbat is every day, not once a week. Atonement is a constant, not once a year. The new year is every moment of revelation. Creation is androgynous, blessed be they. A male cannot be a man without first being a woman. A female cannot be a woman without first being a man. We are all equal in the eyes of God when we hold these truths to be self-evident. In retrospect, I realize I was born an existentialist, always dancing to a different drummer, preferring to hang out with older souls than my peer group because they seemed more animated, more knowledgeable, thus exciting as compared to my own age group, which was noticeably infantile by comparison, rooting around in spittle and clumsy naivete. I never wanted to wear the uniform of the day. I demanded of myself my own identity and style, space to enact upon hypotheses that popped into my head and needed further investigation, a tree to climb to its top and sit comfortably between the upper Y of branches, gently rocking in the wind, meditating for hours on end until motivated to move on to the next thing I thought of to entertain myself. Needless to say, I all too quickly found myself on the outside, brusquely ostracized by the in-crowd. What soon enough became apparent in my lonesomeness was to ultimately create an activity to remove me from the very self-indulgence of feeling sorry for myself. Rather than remain in this ache and restlessness, I began developing my intellectual and artistic skills, not only removing me from inflicting my own ruin and possible physical end, so to eliminate the emotional pain of isolation, but to enjoy being alone in order to seek out this solitude, so to refine my abilities in listening and aligning myself with the cosmos and the resulting euphoric state of mind I was rapidly becoming addicted to. I ultimately refined my ability to still myself to hear the noise. My work became the documented proofs of my meditations, my physical legacy of my spiritual experiences to share through the ages, frozen parcels of time, annotated for interpretation by all souls to experience. The very moment, the synapse of conscious awareness I discovered through the portal of my being. My dexterity has become so facile things constantly pop into my head or drop into my lap. It's as if extrasensory perception, though I believe there's nothing extra about it, meaning we are all born with these gifts, which are all-inclusive, telepathic, teleclinetic, and intuitive powers we have the potential of unleashing within the expansion of our consciousness. If we choose to grow our brain the way we would exercise to grow muscle, we will increase the neuroplasticity at an ever-growing rate through challenges we continually present ourselves and subsequently master, thus expanding our processing capabilities exponentially. How far we can take this is up to the individual. An unencumbered mind is free to maximize itself. Everything is possible. Everything. There's something about living in solitude that allows the purity of assent without the corruption of mankind to interfere, so to dwell amongst the ethers, weightless and true, ever expanding as does the totality in which we are one being, one soul, one. If we were all to pursue such majesty, we would align ourselves capable of anything and everything within the mind of creation. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. There's no such thing as a vacuum because it's filled with fields. We of astral dust are part of the continuum, ever expanding and ever growing neuroplasticity of endless beyond comprehension consciousness. There's a Hospitaller motto, Duitio fidei obsequium pauperum, defense of the faith and service to the poor. I prefer the broader dictum, duitio fidei obsequium, defense of the faith and service. I live by the dictum, carpe diem, seize the day. First, unto thyself be true, then heal thyself and the world around and through you. The Akashic record, the complete cosmic archive of conscious experience within the ethereal plane, the history of the universe available to our discovery when we align ourselves with its vibration. Though our electromagnetic field, through our electromagnetic field, a unified field where there is, as I said before, zero separation, and thus one consciousness, one mind to draw from. It has been proposed, Earth is the library of its inhabitants' memory. I walk outside into the stillness, greeted by a sudden gust of wind, showering me with leaves and sea pods from a maple tree, helicoptering down like confetti during a celebration in golden light as the setting sun begins its intimacy with the horizon. Alone within this singularity, I feel your presence, knowing you are communicating with me, comforted by your well-being, the stars and planets aligned and squared, assuring me of this. Beneath your stone, I sit with you above in silent conversation, longing to share your heat as during our many side-by-side vigils. I know you're looking after me, as you always have. It is with a purity of heart indelibly unique and familiar, one I so find comfort in, as reliable a collaboration of shared benevolence as the dusk and dawn. I touch the inside digits of my pinky's right hand with its thumb. 1, 2, 3, the ring finger, the middle finger, index finger, 12. I note this cycle with the thumb of my left hand. I repeat, noting the repetition with the index finger of my left hand. I repeat, middle finger, repeat, ring finger, pinky, 60, as the seconds and minutes of time created by the Sumerians. To think I was once told I was cheating, using my fingers when adding and subtracting in math, not mentally solving the answers. All the while, my hands were my abacus. Before slide rulers, before calculators, before handheld computers, where now we are expected to use electronic devices to solve math problems, removing us further from figuring the solutions in our head. How ironic that we age and wear out is self-evident. The question is at what speed? We relate to the mythological Sisyphus story, pushing the rock up the hill, a metaphor for life's struggle. As long as we push the stone, we're alive. We accept this as true. Life is hard, you deal with it. But no one talks about the angle of the hill. Why can't we lower the angle even to 1 degree or the slightest fraction thereof, lessening the friction, just as long as we keep pushing the stone up the hill while becoming more conscious about becoming as frictionless as possible? It's all about attitude. If you do not consider chasing your vision quest as fun, you're chasing the wrong thing. Human contact, the scent of hormones, the depth of eyes, the lilt of the voice, the spaces between words, the spaces between shared experience. How many of us have the courage, the willingness to still ourselves enough to hear the noise, reaching inside to create a hypothesis and then relentlessly investigate it so to bring it to fruition? Did you ever reach into your pocket and begin to panic because you couldn't find your keys? Agitatedly increasing the speed of fear and search from pocket to pocket, only to realize you've been holding on to them all the time? The gift of life can be as elusive in all its glory and splendidness, yet we don't see it, let alone embrace it, because we're too caught up in our material consciousness to allow only the immediate editorial in, and not the ephemeral completeness of ourselves, which is around and through us and has always been there for our discovery and acceptance. Fear is the ultimate disease, exponentially rendering us completely impotent. There are diabolical predators out there whose sole ambition is to take away our innocence and dreams. Don't let them. Mount Hermon, straddling the borders of Syria and Lebanon, where the falling angels descended to earth. Anxiety. How in my nightmares I was chased until I turned around and chased the demons away to never return. Infinity. And though we can't see beyond the event horizon, the Bible infers beyond comprehension. Surely, ignorance is limitless. But then again, seeking of wisdom and truth is a never-ending pursuit. The one is coming, apolitical, embodying only solutions, and needing to be embraced. The measure of cosmic time is how it relates to us. We all choose with whom to take counsel. I choose creation itself. If waking is rising from the dead, then my grave is getting deeper every day. The pull of gravity is relentless. The only thing that separates me from its continual grasp are my own outstretched wings ready to take flight at any given moment. How dark this world can be. How stuck we all perpetuate our own self-victimization. How the unbearable weightlessness of being fills us as we seek the light, always ready to self-correct any inflections, impediments that are hurled towards us with such commonality and continuum to accept as the norm, when normal can be our conscious desire to free ourselves from the bonds that hold us captive and imprisoned, preventing us from our highest potential. What is this bifurcation that runs full court press tilt in our minds? When the placenta connecting us to terra firma is the documented proofs of our meditations. I lose track of time, as if it were a singular piece of fruit, disconnecting me from the kernels of its interior, as in a pomegranate, unified to reward me with its plucking, swallowing its juice to sustain me despite, no matter how difficult to extract its reward. Time is as it has always been. A singular, monolithic gel ready to be sliced into membranes of focus specifically directed through the intent of the conscious moment rendered present from point to point. It is here where I dwell with open heart and embracing arms, taking in as much as I can to unify myself with creation, the totality of everything that is possible. Simply put, because everything is possible. And if everything is possible, what is it about ourselves that choose to be remembered the way we are? Shrouded within filters of our own choice, reticent to change, locked within a singular parochial stasis, rendering us already dead in the moment as life continues for all the rest of us who choose to be alive, knowing to be so is the never-ending quest to grow larger beyond our comprehension. It is here that separates us humans from people. Recognizing the synergistic responsibility to subsequent generations, enhancing what was loaned to us from what is first to come through time immemorial, the impetus to shape the vibration of our verb, the motor that drives us within the fulfillment of our vision quest, the synergy unleashed, unifying group mind of coexistence, igniting a renaissance to propel us into unlimited futures, preserved from the actions of our past, as it has been written, as it has always been. The synapses of choice are so narrow that choosing is a constant catharsis, a continual fork in the road. It is for the masses to embrace this revelation, not for this revelation to embrace the masses. Though as altruistic as the latter may be wished, it is for us to embrace through active consciousness. Otherwise, we run on automatic pilot, brainstem conditioned, bumbling into each other, missing all the potential that has always been. I terminate. The host rendered inert begins its decay. The aftermath, thought still floods but disconnected. No kinetics, no action to be witnessed. The scribe no longer there. The activity of mind slowly evaporating, no specific to filter through, now absorbed into the ethers. If the world is coming to an end, as plain song evident, the planets align the inevitable. What happens if we then change frequency, flipping us into a different dimension? Still this world, but a new way to exist. The ethers around us have always been, as they always will. It is we who have to turn ourselves accordingly in order to recognize our endless potential. Everything is, always has. So it is up to us to wake ourselves through the discovery of our being, even if in the moment we think we don't know, whether because we are ignorant or have forgotten. We are thought within the totality of totality. Quote, information flows through non-bonded interactions through electrostatic potentials, which physicists call a virtual photon, traveling at the speed of light dependent upon the ordering of molecules, non-covalent interactions, unquote. American chemist and nanotechnologist, James Tour. Needing us to evolve to a higher consciousness in order to understand superposition in two states at the same time, wave or particle, visualizing the outcome as a way to beam ourselves from point to point, let alone from dimension to dimension. I, a citizen of Earth, it is time to fix our home from arrogance. Synergistically heal and grow our potential, homogeneously, interconnected with every living creature, every component part within thought, husbandry on the highest order, where the object is to be the best we possibly can in our self-esteem, the manner in which we grow our food, our mind, our heart, our soul, the way we maximize the harvest of our vision, minimalizing any possibility of waste, never indifferent, always in tune, ready to receive through the unity of giving, as is all of astral dust. Not so much as locked in time, but an orgasmic euphoria, where discerning the increments of movement disappear into a singularity. We are the arbiter of our own minds, so long as we remain conscious. It is we who are our thoughts, our actions, aware if and when we have dallied off the course of goodness, accountability, responsibility, to be within the constant synergy of creation. Impeccable. We, the host, are the cause of our own decay, not some invader. Physicists are edging closer with every head-hurting complex mathematical equation. This is nothing more than consciousness, a singularity starting with the beginning of thought, rapidly expanding as it morphs through revelation and hypotheses, emanating from its center, ourselves, a universe of neuroplasticity. The concept of space, consciousness, time has been contemplated since the beginning of mind. Egyptians thought of this trinity as Osiris, Horus, Isis. The Greeks, Plato, thought of it as beauty, truth, justice. In Hinduism, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Christianity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Me being there. Every sphere that spins has its own size, weight, and density, causing a unique sound emission, which collectively is the ether of the universe coalescing, becoming more dense as matter. We know matter cannot be created or destroyed. Thus, everything exists, as it always has and always will, regardless of how it subsequently congeals. And I continually refine my ability, increasing my sensitivity to vibration, documenting the light, the tonal experience, proof of my meditations as I coincide with creation. Sing to me your siren song, how you wish it to be. Sing to me where I belong, within your arms, set free. How would I express myself to tell you how I feel? No words can find their purpose when my heartbeat does reveal. You are the very reason why I know I'll find my way, in spite of all the dead ends that have plagued me to this day. Sing to me your siren song, how you wish it to be. Sing to me where I belong, within your arms set free. This echo deep within my being that teases with my mind. So many doors to open, yet not one I can find. These endless corridors weaving up, down, in and out, exhausting my emotions while increasing every doubt. And yet, this voice voice in spite of darkness shines a light for me to find my path to you who'll set it all just right within the wilderness, a silence broken by your call. My other half, my life itself, my breath to rise and fall. Sing to me your siren song, how you wish it to be. Sing to me where I belong, within your arms set free. Is this how I envisioned it? My soul to climb from earth, coalescing astral dust, just like before my birth, suspended weightless stillness in the frozen grasp of time, life's waters deep within the well I know I have to prime. Sing to me your siren song, this voyager does plea. Call to me to roil this calm and windless glass smooth sea, and roll me towards your wanting grace to hold me safe again, uniting us the way we'll be as we were both back when. Sing to me. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you next month. Thank you, Clayton Buchanan, Bill Greenfield, William Seaton, Peter Julian, Michael Rose, my glorious brethren. It is such an honor to be in your presence and share the power of the word. God bless you all.